Hello, and welcome to Me, My Friends, and I, the podcast where unlicensed adults give unsolicited advice with your host and new friend, Brittany. This is our first episode, or what I like to call the first draft of the podcast. It'll be just me today. Not just, but it'll be me today. I wanted to get this going to kind of help everyone understand the origin story for this podcast. I think I'm going to call this first draft Fear Street, my birthplace. And it resonates with me because I'm hoping to think of fear as a place that I get to choose to be in or not be in. You either be on the street, you be in the streets, or get out the streets, or in your house, whatever it needs to be. But I'm hoping to see Fear Street as a place, or fear as a place that I can move in and out of over time. I consider it my birthplace because when it comes to this podcast, it was born out of a place of fear, which, this isn't revolutionary, but that's where I think a lot of good work can develop from. And am I calling this good work? I don't know. I think it's good work that I'm doing here because I'm happy with it and I'm happy to be doing it. And I should say this now, this is a gift to me. This has nothing to do with any of y'all. This is a gift from me to me, and I just so happen to be regifting it to everyone else. And I'm hoping that everyone can accept it as such, because I think it's a bit of a gift. I'll say that as a younger person, I was introduced to death in a very traumatic and very up close and personal way. And I think that for a long time kind of wrote the story. It kind of wrote my life story where fear was really my go-to. And honestly, it makes people do things. People do lots of things out of fear. This isn't a revolutionary thought or new thought, but I'm no different from anyone else in that regard. And so living in this place of fear and death, and having have been exposed to a very up close and personal experience around that, death is just always looming for me. It was always just very close to me, and at a certain point, it made me not want to be happy. It made me not want to connect. It made me not want to. I remember at one point I couldn't even be hugged. I could not be hugged by a person. There were friends I was creating these friendships, and I remember the first day. I think I remember the first time that someone hugged me that I didn't, wasn't part of family or anything like this, and I was so turned off. I think I may have frozen. I was like, I had like the ick from getting a hug, and obviously I've come a very far way. I've come a very long way from there, but I'm just trying to paint the picture of how warmth averse I was. I was just really repulsed by connecting. And over time, luck, exposure to different people, I think, I don't care if it's cheesy. My heart began to grow. I feel like the Grinch, a little bald, but like a little bit of hair. But I'm not green, and then I got a nice smile. But I feel like the Grinch in that way, the heart just grew 3-4 sizes so big. And I think I owe it to the people that I was around and the experiences that I've had thus far over the, 19 years that I've been on this earth. And it created it made a huge impact on me. And it helped me understand how important relationships are, and how we build them and with whom we build them. And I just owe so much of my growth to my friends. Truly, 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 truly. And just to, bring it forward and kind of get up to speed, but I'm in love with my friends. Current day, I am in love with my friends. If I could pimp my friends out, I would. I feel like if I could let the listeners borrow my friends, I would do just that. And I would say even in these last 2 years. There's just been so much growth and change in myself. And I find myself being so grateful, and I'm on a high and I'm riding that wave. And then, that thing happened and I'm like, damn, everything is going so well. And then the thing happened, like I froze, and I was like, oh, what if something bad happens? What if I lose that person? What if just something terrible happens? That's just it. I didn't even know what the terrible thing was. And I was like nervous about it. And I was scared about it. And I was just kind of like having this loop, this looping thought of just badness. And to all my people in the therapy, my theraponians, we'll go for that. My people in therapy, it's a trauma response. We know. It's a trauma response. We know. But I'll say that kind of catapulted me into, that fear catapulted me into wanting to preserve my friendships, really care for them, really take care of them, doing my part, and making sure my friends are doing their part as well. And so I show a lot of gratitude to my friendships, and the energy that I put into it, and I show a lot of gratitude from others, or I get a lot of gratitude from others as well. Now, where the podcast came along was in my effort to preserve. This is a sidebar. I think I have a memory problem. I don't know if it's a stress thing. I don't know if it's a silent disability thing. I don't know, but I found myself struggling with my memory in the last 2 years. And I, again, was, coming from this place of fear. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I'm like, a bigger age, when I'm a finer age than I am right now, I am worried about remembering things. I have the best friendships. I'm like thinking about how am I gonna retain all of this? And I'm just like, oh, okay, I should just record these conversations. I should just record them. And that's really kind of where it came from. It was really just that. Wanting to record the conversations that I have with my friends. So in my mind, this is like really a gift to myself for when I am 98 million years old. That's really all this is, bottom line. I want to be able to listen. I love listening. I love voices. I love what the voices can do. And I love people singing. I love to sing. I love to hear. It's just such in my mind, a direct connection to, I don't want to be like someone's soul, but it's like emitting this energy, right? It's so good. Anyway, that's a bit of the background on this whole podcast. And I'm just so happy to be doing it. I'm so excited to actually having gotten the push to do it. I am really just like everybody else. I am no different from anybody else. I am here to try to exist. Forget thriving. I'm not even trying to thrive no more. In this economy, I'm not even trying to thrive. I just want to be. I just want to be here. I just want to eat and be with my friends. I think, and be loved. That's all I think I really want. And obviously express myself and share values and spread the consciousness. But that's all I really want, I think. And that's what I'm kind of aiming for all the time. So that kind of hopefully gives you the backstory as to all of this. So when I'm 98 million years old, I can just replay all these things, all these stories. Because y'all be sitting around with your friends and you're having a good conversation and you're like, we should start a podcast. And then you don't. This is the me doing. I did it for everybody. I did it for us. I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. Don't worry. I've got it sorted out. Now, moving forward, okay? I'm going to start wrapping up. But a little housekeeping. This particular podcast, again, is a gift from me to me. Everything that's said here is said with love. There's curiosity. There will be ignorance, and there will be no judgment. There will be love, curiosity, ignorance, and no judgment. I will go on tangents. I have trouble focusing, so I will, but I promise you I'll get us back. I'll get us back to where we started. I'll get us back to the thread. And there will be some unhinged moments. There will be little to no fact checking. When I say micro to no fact checking, you will hear fake words. If you try too hard, you won't know what it means. Just expect that. Truly expect it. Like I said with the fact checking thing, and this is probably where it comes from. I'm annoyed. I'm a little annoyed with technology these days, and I don't like our access to it. I don't want to be like, remember back in the day when there were encyclopedias and we had to read it to learn things, and now we just, I just think what it's done is kind of shut down our connection. And I don't want to be like, it's not just social media. It's the tech. Instead of being like, oh, what was the name of that guy who did that thing? Instead of just asking the people around you and having that conversation, we're just like, oh, I'm so good at looking things up. I'm going to find it. And I am actually that person. So let me not. There's no shade to that kind of person because I am that person. But like, I'm just trying to move away from it. In my heart of hearts, I think one day I'll be able to, what are the kids saying? The dumb phone, the Nokia phone. The brick, y'all know, the razor. I might go back in that direction. I might just do it because I don't like the attachments to the phone. I don't like the amount of access that someone can get to me or they think they can have because they have my number or whatever, or my email. It's just not a vibe for me. It's not a vibe for me. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't really want to do much fact checking on here. Now, if I have to, I will. It probably won't be in real time. It'll be in the notes, in the show notes. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of not that, because it's just going to take away from the conversation that we're having. So everything that you hear forward, just take it with a huge, huge grain of salt. And when it hits, it hits. When it doesn't, it doesn't. When it hits, it hits. It doesn't, it don't. And that's really it. That's really all it is. I want to say thank you to I want to say thank you to my team that has really helped me thus far. I like to call them my village. Y'all need to get yourself a village. Thank you for, getting me this far. And also thank you in advance for the conversations we're about to have and for allowing me to sit here and talk with you. I'm just very grateful. I'm just really, really grateful for all the experiences that I have with my friends and what they teach me through how they choose to live their lives and what they teach me directly, and just their impact. And again, y'all got to get you some of mine. Y'all got to get you some of my friends. And hopefully in our conversations, you'll be like, okay, just take notes. Just take notes. Yeah, this is supposed to be a moment for us kind of building a list of values, things we care about. We're just going to pontificate. See, like right there, that's not even I use that word so often. That's not what I'm doing here. That's not how I mean that word. But yeah, we're just out here pontificating. So yes, thank you to my friends. Maybe I'll make new friends. That'll be cool. Thank you to y'all too. And then I want to give a special thanks to a select few that became my sounding board, who really helped give me the push that I needed. And they just really gave me the perfect amount of patience and the perfect amount of spice. And I really, really appreciate you. You know who you are. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna call you out right now, but you will be in the show notes by nickname. You'll be Wood and OuhmDeyo. You know who you are.